Yeah, he said that he gets into shape very, very quickly indeed, and he's going to need to, because as a distance runner, you need to have both speed and that endurance.
OK, let's join the commentators now for this men's 5,000 metres.
He's strong, and the speed is building well for Bekele. Away they go. He has now done 3 sessions, that's all, on his own track back in Addis Ababa. He's built a hotel with a track alongside it, and has managed 3 sessions on it. It was only finished a couple of weeks back. Came back from Eugene this week. The Eugene meeting, of course, was last Saturday, and spent a few nights in Holland before coming on here to Oslo. But we believe that the pace will be very quick. We're looking for around 61.5, 62 per lap. Now, if they were to maintain 61.5 per lap, that's 12:40 pace. His world record, by the way, just a quick check on that, 12:37. So Bekele's beginning to eye territory that he hasn't been to for a year or two now, quite frankly. And that suggests that the confidence is building nicely. They've gone off very fast too. Watch this 400 metre sprint. The pacemaker out in front, Vincent Roanoke goes through now. Wow! It's about 58.5 seconds there at 400 metres. That's too quick. Even with Bekele back in, 4th place, he's gone through in about 60 flat there for the first 400 metres. They need to just temper this down a little bit, or they'll spoil it. Very, very difficult when you're operating at something, that is aimed to be close to world record schedule. If you go out quicker than world record schedule, the margins of errors we talked about just now for Thorkildsen are very, very slight indeed. They need to get this, Roanoke needs to get this more right. He's way out in front and going too quick. Well, we'll identify more of that field when we come back to the 5,000.
Yeah, Chantillo, 193, first attempt. As you can see, she's had 3 first-time clearances. She is the top athlete in this competition on recent performance. Very, very quick into the bar. Oh, yeah, and that's a good jump. She is absolutely superb. Well, that's the target then at the moment in this high jump competition. She's the only one clear, 193. And leads it, gets a little bit more coaching advice too. Villeneuve in the pole vault now. Let's see what he's got to do. He's got a first attempt at 582. The 6-metre vault is his best, and that's a good vault. Very, very nicely executed indeed. He was positive on the runway, accelerated the plant, and then drove that. Look at that, a wonderful ride on that pole. Beautiful turn, straight down the middle. And a very, very good, just clips it slightly, not enough to take the bar off, but the 6-metre man takes a very comfortable lead at 582. Took him 3 attempts at 572, risky there. And nevertheless,
well, back to this 5,000 metres, Bekele now back in 9th place. They went through 1 kilometre as they come towards 1,200 metres, and it has slowed dramatically. They went through 1 kilometre in 2:33.8, a 69-second lap there. My word, what is going on? That's dreadful pacemaking. They went out in 58, and a couple of laps later they've run a 69. And they're beginning to bunch, as you can see, and you don't get really quick times. Very rarely do you get really quick times. I'll just say that to cover myself off pacemaking like that in the early stages. Dear oh dear. Bekele has eased back off the throttle. I don't know whether or not he'll have decided to just go for the win here tonight, but of course we expected him to want the pace fast. There are some big kickers in this race, and as he's building in fitness after that calf problem which has held him back for the last couple of seasons, we believe he hasn't really done all his speed work yet. And you think about Gebre Meskel in this field, and Kimziro and Sihin, they're very, very big kickers. They're men who can finish in 53 seconds for the last lap. And for that reason, Kennedy Bekele to the right of picture there, just to the centre right in the grey strip, I think wanted this to be pretty quick and healthy from the word go. Now they're coming up to 4 laps. They go through there in what, about 4:14. That's a 64.6, so it's beginning to get back on schedule. But Stuart, it's yawed all over the place.
Yeah, it is indeed. Just a word about Kennedy Bekele. Remember, he pulled out of the World Championship 10,000 metres. He didn't finish the race. And talking to his managers and coaches afterwards, they said, well, the championships were 2 weeks too early for him. Well, 2 or just beyond 2 weeks, it was almost 3 weeks later, he ran the fastest 10,000 in the world. So they say that he can get race fit and get that speed work into him in a period of 3 weeks. Well, we'll see.
Well, it's still leading at the moment is Vincent Rono. As we go back to this one, the 5,000 building nicely.
Yeah, Vidislav Vesely, 83.07. The leader at the moment, it's not really opened up yet at all. Not really substantial distances at all, but nevertheless. Oh, he's hit that one. And he looks pleased with it. His body language is good. Oh, look at that. That's close to the 90-metre line. That's got to be in excess of 87. He really walloped that. Vesely was 4th placer in the World Championships. He's had a couple of good wins in the Diamond League thus far. Well, 2nd in Eugene, 1 in Ostrava, incidentally. Didn't do so well in the Olympics, but this is an Olympic year once again. And he's coming good. Now then, what's he done? That looks to be challenged. I reckon that will challenge the best in the world this year. 88.11. That is the best in the world this year. Farquhar, we mentioned earlier, the New Zealander had 86.31. Well, that's better.
Back to this 5,000 metres. Well, just to underline how poor this pacemaking has been, they went out in 2:33. The 2nd kilometre was 2:41. The time at 2,000 is 5:16.5. It's gone all over the place. And despite the fact the field is strung out, a 62-second lap there is something close to what was being asked for, but it's a Rotic in 3rd place behind the pacemaker Ndiwa. This is Remy Limo Ndiwa, who is himself no slouch. He's an 8:18 man for 2 miles, 7:35 for 3,000. So he begins to move aside now. It's Bet and then Rotic and Kipsero in the blue there in 4th place. Still Kennedy's Bekele at the moment back in the pack. I'm just watching proceedings unfold, trying to stay clear of the pace, which is going backwards and forwards, dear oh dear.
Well, I tell you what, Andreas Torkelson must be wondering what's happening here. 82.30 his best, and he's seen Vidislav Vesely go 88.11, which is the best in the world this year, and it's very, very much world class. And now what can the double Olympic champion do about that? There's no real finesse about him at the moment. He's not quite getting there, and that's another about 82, probably a little bit more than 82. His timing is really looking as though he's hitting it hard, and there's no rhythm in it. There's no flow in it. You can see he's almost short-arming the whole thing. And the result, he's such a good technician at his best, but it's not working for him here. Now then, let's see what he's got. He's got 82.30, which is in 2nd place. So 82.05, it's no better. He's still in 2nd. Really, watch this. He's really having to work very, very hard on that final phase of that throw, and you can see that face says, yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Kipsero leads then, as they've gone through 3,000 metres, just 100 metres back. The Ugandan, who was 3rd in Doha nearly a month ago now, in 7:31, in very, very good shape. 3,000 was 7:51. So that's 3rd kilometre at 2:35. Now a 65-second lap. Again, it has slowed. And they're racing. I suppose we should be pleased in a way that they're actually racing here, and we haven't got any metronomic pacemaking job being done. But it's Kipsero from the younger Bekele brother, Tadaku Bekele, the world indoor champion back in 2008 at 3,000 metres. He can finish fast. Rotic on the inside. Kuma in 4th place. Bet in 5th. Moving up strongly down the outside there and looking very, very keen for it is Alimeru. Not close to winning yet this year, the 22 Open. He produced a fabulous form last year with a big win in Doha over 3,000 metres at the beginning of the summer. But it didn't really mature from that point on. And they're just beginning to bunch up here, Stuart. One feels that this is going to become a tactical affair.
It certainly is. It'll be interesting to see how Hagos Gebriwet of Ethiopia goes. He won the Shanghai race over 5,000. He's only 18 according to the records, and he's up in that leading pack, certainly as one would expect him to be. And we'll see whether he can assert his prowess on this very, very erratic 5,000 metre race.
Well, Beckley, the world record holder, the man who looks to be building this summer towards the retention of his Olympic 10,000 metre title. It would make him a historic character. It would mean 3 wins at 10,000 metres. Only he and Haile Gebrselassie, along with Lassie Viren, have the 2 consecutive wins at 10,000 metres. 3 laps to run, and they're running out in lane 2, almost in lane 3 there, as they head round with less than 1,200 metres to go. Kenenisa Bekele is second from the back of that group. Now, his finishing mettle will be tested here tonight, no doubt, because he's back in about 12th place at the moment. And as they head down the back straight, the leader is Gebrselassie, third in the 5,000 metres last year at the World Championships. This will be the 4-kilometre split now. They go through there in 10:32. It's a 2:40. It's a slow one again. Goodness me, nobody has been prepared to commit once the pacemakers had dropped out, and I have to say, disappointing job from the pacemaker in Diwa. Remember those opening kilometres, 2:33 and then 2:41 and 2:35. You just can't get really quick times and run to your optimum against the clock off that. Bekele still biding his time on the inside, back in about 12th place. There's a lot of movement there as they come through with 2 laps to run in front of us. It's still Gebrselassie in front. Bekele, the younger Bekele, in second place. Sahin in the black in third on the inside. And they're all there. Anybody's race with just over a lap and a half to run. Kenenisa Bekele still hasn't made his move. Is he going to make a move? He's back in about 10th place on the inside, running the shortest line. He's got an awful lot of work to do, even from a lap and a half out, if he's to defeat this field tonight. Still looking for his first win of the season. A modest 5,000 metres a month ago. Then a 3,740 where he was well beaten. Then a 13:01 last week in Eugene. That was a big improvement. Now he moves up down the outside. Bekele back into 5th place on the outside as they come to the bell, this big field. About 12:04, 12:05 with a lap to run. Bekele running wide. Gebrselassie on the inside, just passed there by Bekele Jr., Taraku Bekele, and with 300 metres to run down the back straight. Kenenisa Bekele is letting them go. The gaps are developing. He's in 7th place and not challenging at the moment. Gebrselassie in 3rd place, holding the inside line, and that could matter in a quick final lap like this. Is Taraku Bekele, the winner over 10,000 metres in Hengelo 10 days ago. Coming around the outside and looking strong now and just getting his nose in front for the first time is Gebrselassie, the bronze medalist at this distance last year at the World Championships, remember, behind Mo Farah and Bernard Lagat. And Gebrselassie punches the air now with every stride, tries to stay in front, being challenged on the outside by Gebrselassie. It's going to be very tight at the line. Oh my word, Gebrselassie takes it from Gebrselassie, and in 3rd place they're coming through was Merga in the green. 54.4, I got the final lap out there, 54.3 on screen, I'm just seeing like the rest of you, and the winning time, 12.58, they do dip under 13 minutes there. That was Gabius coming through there, good run from the German, or 4 last I should say, indeed. One of only 2 men to beat Mo Farah in 2011, and he's produced that sort of finishing speed here tonight to defeat a very, very strong field. 8 men in that lineup had run under 13 minutes. And at the end, the winning time just under that mark.
Yeah, it was an erratic race, but in the end it turned out to be a true race, didn't it? It was all about Gebrselassie in the final stages, and Gebrselassie, the Ethiopian who won, as I said, in Shanghai,